How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be doing my continuation of the If I Was the Showrunner series for The Flash Season 6. This is for Episode 6, entitled The End of Central City. So, yeah, without further ado, let's just get on into this. The episode starts off with Thawne a few weeks after the events of the Season 5 finale. He's living in the woods and has a beard. One day as he is making breakfast, he sees a giant spaceship up in the sky. He races after it and climbs up in a tree to get a closer look. The spaceship is the same one that eventually lands on Lian-Yu, and where the Anti-Monitor sets up his base. When Thawne was running, the Anti-Monitor happened to see the streaks of red lightning from down below. "Take me down there, I saw something," the Anti-Monitor tells one of his Thunderers. The spaceship begins to land in an open meadow. Thawne sees this and is hesitant, so he stays up in the tree. The Anti-Monitor exits the ship. "I saw you, whatever you are," the Anti-Monitor shouts out. "Search the place," the Anti-Monitor tells his Thunderers. Eventually, one of the Thunderers sees Thawne. Thawne begins to fight off some of them, but he's not storing enough. I don't know what I wrote there. He's not strong enough, sorry. And the Thunderers bring him over to the Anti-Monitor. "That was quite something," the Anti-Monitor says surprisedly. "What are you?" Thawne asks. "I am the Anti-Monitor. I've come here to begin my plan," he exclaims. "And what the hell is your plan?" Thawne asks angrily. "Why, to destroy the multiverse, of course," the Anti-Monitor explains. "How the hell are you going to do that?" Thawne asks. "I have great power, and it seems you do too. What do you say you help me with this task?" the Anti-Monitor suggests. Thawne always knew about the crisis, but never in this much detail. Yet he realizes with the multiverse gone, there's a major chance the Flash will be killed, and that he might not have to work as hard to stop him himself. "I'll help you with this task, but only under one condition," Thawne starts. "Whatever may that be?" the Anti-Monitor asks. "You let me kill whoever I want," Thawne replies. "Deal," the Anti-Monitor says. "All right, I'll be visiting you. Meet me at the boat harbor in Central City in exactly 2 months. That'll give us exactly 1 week before the crisis, and I can see how everything is going with you. Understand?" the Anti-Monitor questions. The Anti-Monitor heads back into his ship and leaves Thawne alone in the woods. "All right then. Now stopping the Flash is going to be a whole lot easier," Thawne murmurs as he watches the ship fly away. Then the intro plays, and we cut back to where the last episode left off with August and Barry. Barry begins to wake up from his unconscious state after August had knocked him out. "August!" Barry shouts. August slowly emerges from the warehouse with a bruised and bloody face after his fight with Thawne. "Oh my god, August, what the hell happened?" Barry says worriedly. "Thawne, Barry." "Thawne was here, damn it." August races over to Barry and grabs him by the neck like Thawne had done to him in their fight. "August, get your hand off me," Barry says sternly. "You don't get it, do you?" August starts. "Thawne knows what's going to happen, and he's not going to stop until you're dead." "I'm just trying to save you," August shouts. "I don't need saving," Barry yells back. "Fine then," August begins to say. "It's your funeral," he states. August runs off back to his apartment. We then cut back to Star Labs with Team Flash. Barry tells everyone that Thawne attacked August the previous night. "Where's August anyway?" Ralph asks. "Don't know. Haven't seen him since last night," Barry exclaims. "If Thawne attacked August, then that's not good. He's planning something big," Wally says. "He's been planning something for years, Wally. What else is new?" Barry replies. Wally rolls his eyes, as does the rest of the team. "Well, we need to do something. Any suggestions?" Iris asks. "I'd like to keep looking for Thawne, but I'm starting to realize Joe was right," Barry admits. What exactly was I right about?" Joe wonders. "We need to be, well, sitting ducks," Barry says in defeat. "You mean wait for Thawne's next play?" Joe asks. "I think this is the only way, like you said," Barry responds. "Well, all right then. We wait," Joe says. "But we need to be prepared," Barry states. "Caitlin, be ready to transform into Killer Frost. Ralph and Wally, get your suits on. Iris, you manage the comms, and Joe," Barry says. "What?" Joe asks. "Do you think you could get a group of cops at CCPD to guard the entrance to this place?" Barry asks hesitantly. "Yeah, I can call some over. How many we talking? Joe wonders. A couple dozen, Barry replies. Well, shoot. This is gonna be one hell of a fight, isn't it? Joe questions. Most definitely, Barry agrees. We cut to Thawne on top of a hill overlooking Central City. Alright, he begins. Enough screwing around. Thawne is twitching and we can see the anger inside of him. He races down the hill into the city. This ought to do the trick to get things kicked off, Thawne says as he throws a lightning bolt at a streetlight. The light breaks and sparks fly off of it. Thawne continues to do this to all the streetlights in the city. Eventually, the sparks begin to get out of control, and massive flames start to burst. The fire catches onto cars, causing them to blow up. Matter of fact, Thawne even begins to throw some lightning at the cars himself, making huge explosions. Potholes jump in the air, hitting nearby buildings. Trees catch on fire, and in a blink of an eye, Central City is engulfed in flames. And the fire department can't act fast enough, since Thawne continues to race around the city, throwing lightning at flammable objects. Over at Star Labs, the entire police department in Central City has arrived. I was expecting like 20 or 30 cops, not... Barry begins to tell Joe. 150? Joe asks. That's how many are here right now? Barry asks in disbelief. You bet your ass, kiddo. We need all the help we can... Joe pauses. Bear? Joe says quietly. What? Barry asks. Smoke, Joe replies. Barry turns his head to see the horizon. Massive smoke trails are rising. The smoke is still black. There must be a huge fire, Barry says frantically. Barry rushes over to get his suit and heads over to the smoke. Oh God, Barry says defeatedly. He sees Central City engulfed in flames. Barry presses his comms in his suit to alert that he needs help. Iris, send Wally, Ralph, and Killer Frost over here now, Barry shouts. Barry's heart stops. He wonders where August may be. Barry runs straight into the flames and tries to search for August. He tries to spin his arms to stop the fire, but it's not enough. Iris, I need backup now, Barry says loudly into the comms. Hello, Barry, we hear a familiar voice say. Barry turns around and sees Thawne standing in his reverse flash suit. Long time no see, Thawne exclaims. Barry immediately lunges at Thawne and, unlike August, is fast enough to get a hold of him. Did you do this? Barry shouts at him. Come on, who else would? Thawne explains. Barry is breathing hard now, full of rage. Barry steps back. This is where it all happens, he says sternly. What, our fight? Thawne asks. Yes, Barry says angrily. If only. But I'm afraid now is not the time. You see, Barry, the crisis is near. But this right now is just the precursor. This is to get you prepared. Thawne runs off and Barry doesn't even bother going after him. He stands still with tears in his eyes, thinking he failed. The outro plays. We then jump a few weeks later. Central City has been burned to a crisp. Thousands of homes have been burned and countless lives have been lost. Even August's. While his body wasn't found, Team Flash decides to plant a grave for him anyway. They all gather around and say a few things about him. Barry places his hand on his grave and says, I'm sorry I failed you. Barry walks away and the episode ends. So that was the Flash Season 6, Episode 6, The End of Central City. Bit of a longer episode, but that's all good. I do think this episode would probably translate better to screen. Obviously, I guess they need a bigger budget, but I don't see it being that big of a problem because it's only Fire. I mean, I feel like Fire, you can do Fire digitally pretty well, so I don't really think it'd be that big of an issue. But yeah, that's the episode. So I guess let me hear your thoughts on it down in the comments below. And yeah, if you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one, episode 7. Peace. Boop.